Hello LEGO fans, Bricks Unbound here with another Building Hogwarts update. Quite a bit of delay since the last one, so I do apologize for that. I have been working on the Astronomy Tower some more of those, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the progress. So it has gotten quite a bit taller since the last time, so that is nice. Before I think it was only about this high perhaps. So I've doubled, maybe almost tripled the height of it here, which is pretty exciting. It's actually starting to look kind of, I guess, imposing, or at least closer to the proper height. So now when we're level with the top of it, it's still obviously shorter than the Grand Staircase Tower, but it's getting up towards the height, and of course it is in Hogwarts itself, at least in the books, it is the tallest tower in the castle. So that's what I'm shooting for. I might even add another floor or so in the middle here, but I wanted to start working on the various side towers that are attached to this thing. And I also made quite a bit of changes with the overall build of it. So I appreciate all the comments on the last video. Lots of people had very good insights into this. In particular, I want to thank, I think the name was Kit Brickso. I want to say that's what it was. He, or she, or they, had links to some pretty good images. One of which, actually, when I saw it, I realized, oh, I have that in a book. And I found this book here. So it is the Harry Potter Film Vault, specifically the one about Hogwarts Castle. This is a series of, I think, 12 books. But it has a very nice image here of what the Astronomy Tower is supposed to look like. So one big difference, obviously, is you can see at the bottom it's actually wider, and it tapers off a little bit before it starts going straight up. I haven't come up with a great way to do that yet in LEGO. If people have ideas, let me know. So for right now, I haven't even attempted that kind of tapering effect at the bottom of it. But they also pointed out that there is, in fact, a door right here. There is a door on this tower, which I just missed before. So at the base of it, I did add that door. And again, this curved part faces into the Transfiguration courtyard section of the castle, which is where this lack of table is currently at. So the closest IKEA, which is where I got these tables from, is about a 4.5 hour drive one way for me. So it's not very convenient to do it. It would be a full day's trip, and they unfortunately don't ship to where I live. So I would have to make the drive, which is very unfortunate. I'm not really wanting to do it unless I have an actual reason to be in the area where that store is, so that's why it hasn't happened yet. But anyway, added in this door. It is just a basic Lego door, but I thought it fit well. It's not a very big door. It doesn't look like in the pictures, so I figured that would work fine. Before I also had windows starting much lower down, but as you look at the picture here, there's quite a gap there. I didn't make it quite as tall as it is in the book because I need this tower to actually fit into my Lego room, and if I made this 100% the proper height, I would probably go through the ceiling, so that's not ideal. As I went up, it also has these towers attached to the side. So again, we're kind of looking at it from the back right now, but there's this large tower here that's sticking off, and then it has another smaller one sticking off the side. Wow, that glare is really bad. Sorry. It has a smaller one sticking off the side of it that keeps going up. So right now I just started basically on this attachment point. And as we look at it here, there's lots of ugly gaps and things. I still have to work on spacing. I don't think I'll be able to completely block all of them. But you can see that what I did is I used various curved like wedge plates to get the effect there of kind of round, I'm not really sure what they call it, but several different layers as it builds out to the actual width of that tower here, and I think that worked pretty well. I used a lot of parts. I need to order some of the actual like curved bricks, because then I could fill in some space with those and regain some of my parts. But I think this actually works pretty well. It's built in. The very lower level of it here is actually attached to the floor of this section. So we'll get this spun around here. So this is the floor that is built into back in that corner. It was a bit tricky, and actually now that I look at that window, I think it's just an optical illusion because this giant thing on the side, the window almost looks off center, but I'm pretty sure it is actually centered here. Well, it has to be because it lines up with all the windows underneath without issue. I haven't done a ton here. I was trying to figure out, because there's very strange spacing with how this is attached, but I think if I do a little either spiral staircase like what's currently there, or just straight stairs up to kind of this level, then I can just have another staircase that keeps going up and past windows until you get up to some of the more like observation platforms of the tower. So that is just really roughly built in here. Again, none of this is necessarily permanent. It's just kind of fleshing out the ideas that I have to see what I think will work. But looking down the rest of the tower here, it looks very similar at the base. I did essentially rebuild all of it. I actually had the door spacing incorrect where I had the clips at, so I had to just rebuild this front section. Then I also redid the spacing of how these windows work, and I made it so you can open them without having to remove the floors. So if I pull on this here, it's hard to do one-handed, there we go. It just swings open. Nothing inside, so that's easy enough. It just has hinges on the corners here as you'd expect. It just slides over these smooth tiles here. Little clip there that connects to this bar piece. And I actually did that for each floor here. I did alternate which side they swing out onto. The idea being partially for stability, because that way all the weight isn't on the same side of the tower, so it hopefully reduces the chance of any of it tipping over. I think it's going to be heavy enough that shouldn't be an issue. But then also I didn't want just a line of hinges to just be down one side only. I thought it looked a little strange, so alternating it around just makes it more interesting. This floor here is a little bit shorter than the other ones. I think I'm going to leave it like that for now. I don't know what's going to be inside here. In any of the floors really, but I wanted to at least make it so it was ready for interiors to be added, and as I mentioned before, I might do something with actually having like stairs that are curving up the back side to get to the upper floors. I'm not sure yet, so right now it's just blank floor inside all of these. Still no interior down here either. But they just pop right back into place. For this lower floor, I do have to remove these small little, what do you want to call them? I don't know, these small little stone spires here. But everything else just opens and closes pretty easily. So I'm actually pretty happy with how this is coming along. I've definitely reached the trickier part with trying to attach these towers to the side. It's pretty messy looking right now. The curve isn't very smooth, kind of fragile as well, but it's all a work in progress. I just wanted to try and find a way to attach it. I think the proportion is, it's pretty good. I've gone back and forth deciding if I needed it smaller or bigger or moved out a little bit, but right now this I think is going to work out pretty well. So this same size is going to go up a little bit further than that. I'm going to have to figure out a way to attach another one off to the side, a smaller one, which is going to be tricky too. But with how I built this, with all those plates and everything, it's actually very stably attached at the base. It's just the wall itself here that is a bit loose at the moment. So more work coming there to try and stabilize it. But let me know what you think about the progress on this so far, and please keep coming back for more videos. Thank you for watching.